Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Miranda Halomoan. I'm from 5G class and I want to explain you about diglossia. What is diglossia? Diglossia is a situation in which two dialects or language are used by a single language community. Or we can say, in other words, diglossia is a situation in which two distinct varieties of a language are spoken within the same speech community. Bilingual diglossia is a type of diglossia in which one language variety is used for writing and another for speech. A linguistic division of labor. For example, in Egenwil, a bank teller knows two very distinct varieties of German. Local Swiss German dialect of her canton which she uses in her everyday interaction and Standard German which she learned at school. And though she understands it very well indeed, she rarely uses it in speech. Newspapers are written in Standard German and a lecture at the university it may be in Standard German. The national TV news is broadcast in Standard German, but weather broadcasts now use dialect. The sermons in church are generally in Standard German too, though more radical critics use Swiss German dialect. The novel series also use Standard German. The pattern of quote or variety choice in Egenwil is one which has been described with the term diglossia. We can see this term has been used both in narrow sense and in a much broader sense, and I will describe both. The narrow and original sense of the term diglossia has three crucial features. The first one is two distinct varieties of same language are used in the community, with one regarded as a high or H variety and the other a low or L variety. Second, each variety is used for quite distinct function. H and L complement each other. And the third, no one uses the H variety in everyday conversation. Next, attitudes to H versus L in a diglossia situation. We can see the example. In Haiti, although both French and the Creole were declared national language in the 1983 Constitution, many people still regard French, the H variety, as the only real language of the country. They ignore the existence of Haitian Creole, which in fact everyone uses at home and with friends for all their everyday interaction. On the other hand, the quotation in example suggests that even here the L variety is highly valued by some speakers. So, while its very existence is denied by some, others may regard the L variety as the best way of expressing their real feelings. Next, diglossia with and without bilingualism. Diglossia is a characteristic of speech communities rather than individuals. Individuals may be bilingual, societies or communities are diglossic. Or in other words, the term diglossia describes societal or institutionalized bilingualism where two varieties are required to cover all the community's domains. You can see in this table. This table is one way of considering the range of potential relationship between diglossia and bilingualism. It is an idealized model, but it usefully identifies the extreme positions that are possible. If we restrict the terms diglossia and bilingualism to refer to different languages rather than dialects or styles, then box 1 refers to a situation where the society is diglossic. Two languages are required to cover the full range of domains, and most individuals are bilinguals. And while box 2 describes situations where individuals are bilingual, but there is no community-wide functional differentiation in the use of their language. And box 3 describes the situation of politically united groups where the two languages are used for different functions, but by largely different speech communities. And last one is extending the scope of diglossia. A stable before suggests the way H and L varieties of German function in places like Egenwil is very similar to the way in which distinct language operate in other communities, such as Souris in the Italian Alps. and the criteria which identify diglossic communities were initially interpreted very stringently, so that few communities qualified as diglossic. Soon, however, it became clear that some sociolinguistics felt that the term could usefully be extended. Okay, I think that's all for me, and the next will be explained by the next speaker. Thank you so much.